Yo, what's going on, guys? I'm back in front of the camera. Yeah. Been getting raped, and I mean raped, like as in typing it in capital letters, raped by schoolwork. So, haven't really had time or the energy to really make videos. But, I'm back in front of the camera. Hopefully for a little bit more time than, just popping in my head in the door every once in a while. But I want to talk to you guys about a game that I just recently finished. Well, I finished the main quest anyway, and it was one of my most anticipated games this year. Pokemon Black/White. I picked up Black because I am Black, so there you go. A lot of things I was impressed with, and there were a lot of things I was really disappointed with, so let's just kind of jump into it. My history of playing the Pokemon games, I pretty much played every single one except for, like, Platinum. I played Fire Red. I played at least one of every single version, if not the definitive version. I played pretty much all there is to offer in the main Pokemon franchise, so I know my shit. I'm a Pokemon vet and a half. So I was really looking forward to Pokemon Black and White because it was just that fresh breath of life into the series that it really had needed for a long time. I was tired of, knowing what strategies to use and what Pokemon to use and what the moves were. And Pokemon Black was really the answer to all of my problems with that. But with some disappointments, like I said. Okay, let's talk about in terms of the story. The story was actually pretty cool this time around. Like most Pokemon games, I didn't really care about the story, but it was a different, refreshing take on it. There's just, instead of having rivals, you have friends and they'll battle with you. The friends suck. I just rolled over the friends every single time. But they take the place of your rival, and they'll help you out and give you items during the quest, and double battle with you occasionally. And there's this new organization. It's like a Team Rocket kind of group called Team Plasma or Team fuck, I forget what it's called. Yeah, Team Plasma. I thought it was Team Galactic. Team Galactic's from another game. And so their objective, or objective on the surface, is they want to free all Pokemon from their trainers and set them free and have all Pokemon be free, and it appears to be a good, noble cause that they're fighting for. Which, I mean, obviously it's not, because you're not going to fight a bunch of good guys, but it was kind of cool to see how the story really took precedence in this game versus the other games, because you would actually interact and talk with the gym leaders, and they all seem to have personalities, and there was a lot of personality for the characters, which the Pokemon games, they never really had that much personality for characters. So, in terms of the story, I finished the main quest up today. I beat the Elite Four, the credits rolled. The cool thing about Pokemon games is really no one ever just plays for the main story and then is done. Really what you're looking forward to is the post-game, which I'm gonna go fucking buck wild in the post-game, because I got Pearl. My Pearl file has over 300 Pokemon in the Pokedex, legendaries up the ass, shinies. So I gotta put that all on my Black, and my Heart Gold has some beast-ass Pokemon in there too. So I need to transfer all of those Pokemon onto my Black, which you can do once you beat the game. So that's something I'm really looking forward to. And so yeah, it was about 20-25 hours. I think maybe almost 30 hours it took me. I like to go around, catch all the Pokemon, try to find as many items as possible. I'm kind of a completionist in that regard. And okay, let's talk about some of the changes that they made. Now the battles are more animated than ever, which is really, the battles look nice. Everything is just top notch, and everything looks great. Everything performs great. Wireless communications between players has been greatly enhanced, which via a C-Link is what it's called in the game. And you can just trade, on the spot. If your friend is sitting next to you and you have the C-Link on, you can trade on the spot with your friend. All you have to do is, it's through an infrared connection, where you just match the DS up, and then you can trade right there, battle right there, do whatever you want right there. And you can do, wireless things, you can see what your friends are up to. You can go online right from the C-Link, and that's really cool, because no longer do you just have to go to a Pokemon Center, which you might not be at a Pokemon Center at the time, and it might be a pain in the ass. No, that game cuts out all that frustration right there, which is really nice. What else did they made triple battles now, which I didn't get to do too many triple battles, because that's a feature more so of White. I got to do rotation battles. Rotation battles kind of suck. Let me explain the concept to you. You have 3 Pokemon, and each has a position, and you can rotate the positions around. So, let's say you want to have one Pokemon attack one round, you'll attack, and then the next round you want to use a different Pokemon, so you'll rotate it around and use that Pokemon. To me, I could fucking pretty much roll any team that I have with just one Pokemon, so it wasn't that important for me to be rotating around, but it was still a cool feature that might be, you know, cool to have, like, a rotation or triple battle versus, like, my friend or something like that, which, you know, I haven't really gotten with any of my friends into the game just yet. If they have the game, they're farther behind than I am. So hopefully I get to use some of those features in the future. But what else did they? There's like different now the Pokemon have all like there's different seasons now, like 4 different seasons. I've only been in autumn since the game fucking came out. So I haven't seen, you know, what the different seasons bring around, but apparently they change like how some of the Pokemon look and behave and their type and stuff like that. So once I get to see what that is, I think it's going to be a really cool feature. But like I said, I've been in autumn since the game only came out in March, and we're still in March. Although we're towards the end of March, so maybe the season will change come, you know, April. I don't know how they determine how the seasons change, but whatever. So anyway, that's a pretty cool feature. The graphics are fucking incredible in this game for a Pokemon game. They really took advantage of different like isometric views and stuff, and actually gave things depth and structure, and made like things look massive in this game. And some of the cities you go into, there's these gigantic ass buildings, and they actually look like gigantic ass buildings, and the cities feel alive. There's a whole bunch of people going all over the place. Music is absolutely phenomenal. I think this is by far one of the best Pokemon soundtracks ever, maybe. You know, aside from like the original nostalgic tunes, this is just top-notch, like through-the-roof production value on the music. I really enjoyed it. I always had my DS volume up when I was playing, if, you know, I could have it up. Now, some of the things I was kind of disappointed with. I don't know if you guys really ever noticed this, if you've played this game as much as I do, but or really in any of the Pokemon games, you know, like in Gold and Silver, or, you know, Diamond and Pearl, they always tend to stick to the same, like, types of Pokemon, you know what I'm saying? They might change it up, you know, and throw in some different Pokemon, but you're always going to have the Fire Starter, you're always going to have the Water Starter, and you're always going to have the Leaf Starter. And that's okay, because that's a basis upon which this game is made, and that's fine with me, but then you start having like the Pidgeotto, the Pidgey and Pidgeotto, Pidgeot type Pokemon. You have the Rat Pokemon. You have the 2 different Bug type Pokemons that evolve 3 times. You have a Pokemon that's like Muck. You have a Pokemon that's like Pikachu. And you have a Pokemon that's pretty much like a clone copy. You know, maybe they'll have different moves or different attributes, but it's like they have Pokemon that's like a Machop, a Machamp, or no, Machoke and a Machamp, and they have Pokemon that's like Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee, and it's really, even how does some of these Pokemon evolve, like the Machamp, you have to trade it, and there's a Ghost Pokemon that's like Ghastly, and to evolve it, I think you have to trade it. So, that was really disappointing for me, I think, because when I heard all new Pokemon, I was thinking all new Pokemon. You know, aside from the 3 starters, which I think are going to always remain, you know, you'll always have the choice of the 3 different types. They're not going to do anything too crazy with that. They really should have just started over from scratch and been like, okay, we'll have this type of Pokemon instead of a fucking rat-type Pokemon that's just like Rattata, or a Pokemon that's just like Pidgey. We'll have a fucking water Pokemon that you can fight right at the beginning, or a psychic Pokemon you can fight right at the beginning. And you know, maybe that might be difficult to do in terms of, like, keeping the balance of the game, because, you know, a Rattata, who the fuck uses a Rattata past, like, level 20? Or who the fuck uses a Pidgey, you know, unless you're going for the Pidgeot? No one. So, I think in that regard, I can understand where they were coming from, but for me, personally, I would have liked to see them take more risks, because really, they did really stick to the Pokemon formula. You know this is a Pokemon game. You're playing through a Pokemon game. It feels like a Pokemon game. Still has that Pokemon, like, just, you know, environment and everything. But they didn't really seem to take too many risks, and I felt like had they taken risks, this would have been the time, because this is a brand new, fresh, you know, fresh breath of air into the franchise. Take some risks. Try to create, you know, completely different, like, roster of Pokemon. Don't just give me the same, like, How many times are we going to have different types of Rattata? Really, this is like, what is this, Generation 5, I think? So we've had like 3 or 4 different types of Rattata. We had, what was it, Buffoon or Bidoof or whatever. It was Bidoofer, I think it was called. That dumbass, that was in Gold and Silver, I think. No, that was in Diamond and Pearl. And in Gold and Silver, it was another Pokemon. I think it was like a ferret Pokemon. So yeah, like I said, it's just, they really needed to kind of, I think branch out in terms of that. So, and another thing that I was kind of disappointed with was the difficulty. Pokemon is a game that's supposed to be gotten in for everyone, and I did hear that this game was going to be more challenging than the other Pokemons. But really, the only way they made it more challenging is the fact that you had to fight multiple battles in a row sometimes when you weren't expecting it. But they offset that difficulty with the fact that, oh, now you're getting healed every, few battles or so, or however it is. And the fact that the guys suck anyway, they only have like 1 or 2 Pokemon, doesn't really make the battles that challenging. So, difficulty, a little bit disappointed with, but that, once again, it's a Pokemon game, so you really can't expect it to be like a Persona 3, like just kicking your ass up and down the block. They really have to make it easy and accessible for everyone to get into. So, that's okay with me. Overall, I don't think this game is terrible at all. I think it's one of the best games you can get this year. I in all honesty, get this instead of a 3DS. A 3DS is cool, but what's coming out for a 3DS that's going to last you, the main story is going to last you 30 hours. You might play all the launch titles and have it take you 30 hours. So, for me personally, I was going to get a 3DS, but then I decided I'm going to, wait until more worthy titles come out. Not a big deal. So, for me, Pokemon Black, if you had to pick a version, just toss a coin. I got Black just because everyone I knew was getting white, so it wasn't that big of a deal to me. And so there's no real difference aside from, if you like the Legendary. Personally, I like the Black Legendary more, so I was a little disappointed with the White Legendary, even though the White Legendary is fucking strong as hell. I think his name is Rekrom, or I don't know. I don't care. Also, the design of the Pokemon, some of the design of these Pokemon really suck. Some of these Pokemon look retarded. To the point of where I was like, you might be really useful to my team, but you really just suck some dick right now, and I'm not going to use you just because you're a waste of fucking space. Oh, but there are some cool Pokemon. Like, I got this Pokemon called, he was called Pawniard, and now he's a Bishop. And he's like this Pokemon made up of, like, knives. And I'm like, that's badass, dude. But then again, that just reminds me of, like, a Scyther or a Pinsir-type Pokemon, even though he's not a bug type or a grass type or anything like that. So, overall, like I said, I definitely think you should pick this up. I don't see why if you're a fan of Pokemon, you have already gotten this game and you're already playing it and you already beat it. I was really trying to take my time with this and really enjoy the game and enjoy what the, everything that it had to offer. It's a really big game. There's a lot to do. I think I'm going to even go and try and catch all the 150 in this game anyway. So hopefully I can do that. I think at least halfway there now. So go for me at least. It's definitely a game I'm probably going to be playing for at least maybe a month more. Not a month more, like, playing it every single day. But I'll pick it up every once in a while, and I just want to kind of work my way through it slowly. It's not a game you just want to blast through. It's a game, I'm playing Persona 3 FES Edition right now on PS2. So I've been playing that pretty much, because that's a long-ass game. And every once in a while, when I'm like, I really don't feel like playing Persona 3, I pick up Pokemon Black and I play that for about a good, an hour or two. And then, I put it down and I'll pick it up whenever the hell I feel like it again. So, alright guys, that's pretty much all I have to say on Pokemon Black. I don't think I really missed anything. There's some other features and stuff, but I didn't really get to test all of those features, and they really weren't essential to the actual, gameplay. So I can't really comment on them. Some of them look cool when I was messing around with them, but like I said, I have no idea what a few of them do. So whatever. In terms of videos I have coming up, I do have some cool stuff coming up. I have an anime review I want to do on a Speed Grapher. I recently finished that, so I'm going to review that soon. Yakuza 4, I'm getting that. It's getting shipped to my local Best Buy. I got to go pick it up there one of these days. So I will be playing that and definitely giving an impressions on that. And then I have some other video ideas that I might do, like a panel on something, some other bullshit, and a rant, or, you know, you guys know what to expect from me. But anyways, gonna go hit up Persona 3 and